Hey, what's going on, folks? Chef London back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting, the diet that got me ripped. But before I do that, click the subscribe button. Also follow me on Instagram at King London Supreme, and then go to my website at quickbodysolutions.com. Today I want to talk about the diet that got me ripped. This is it's the only diet that's worked for me. I still do it to this day. I've been doing it for like almost 3 years now, and I swear by this diet. Now, it's not the only way you can get ripped, but this has been the most effective for me. It has so many benefits, right? So one thing about this diet is that before I started implementing this, I would be extremely cranky and angry when I was hungry. Like, you couldn't talk to me if I was hungry. I was like, look, I gotta get my food in first, and then we could have a conversation. And I was just a moody person when I was hungry, so it helped me become less emotional when I'm hungry. So now I could be, I could be fasting for about 10 hours and just be completely calm. So that's one benefit that I saw from this diet. Another benefit is I got ripped. I got extremely ripped for the first time in my life. And another benefit is cognitively. There's a lot of science behind this. You can look this up. But you're able to focus and concentrate more when you are fasting. And I've seen that. I've seen that in my experience when I'm fasting and I'm on intermittent fasting consistently, and I'm focused. I'm able to be more productive during my fasting periods, right? So, which was a surprise benefit. So, here's the diet in a nutshell. I'm gonna give you a big picture, and then I'm gonna give you like the nuances of the diet and strategies that I use for the diet, right? So, basically, when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna fast anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, right? Now, don't be intimidated. It's not as hard as you think. Let's say you work at 6 a.m. Your first meal comes at 12 p.m. And then once you have your first meal, you have what they call a feeding window. You have an 8-hour feeding window. So from 12, your 8 hours starts where you can eat. But then once your feeding window closes, which would be 8 o'clock, right? Because it's an 8-hour feeding window, you can't eat. All right, so 8 p.m., your last meal comes. You fast all the way into the next day. Now, why this diet is so effective is because, so let's say you go to bed at 10 p.m., you sleep about 8 hours, you wake up at 6 a.m., right? So then your first meal comes at 12 p.m. You're fasting now, right? You wake up at 6 a.m., you're fasting for another 6 hours, your first meal comes at 12. When you add up the time, your last meal at 8 p.m., and then your first meal at 12 p.m. the following day, you're fasting for almost 14 hours, like anywhere from 14 to 16 hours, right? So that's like damn near a whole waking day, right? Like 16 hours, you're not eating any food. And what happens is like your body starts using fat as its fuel system and not food. And that's why this diet is extremely effective. So now during your fast, you're also moving, right? So you burn calories. Right now I'm burning calories, right? You burn calories while you sleep. So your body's constantly burning calories, but when you're moving, of course you're burning more calories, right? So let's say you even squeeze a workout, or you're just walking and you're traveling back and forth to work, your body's using fat to fuel. So you're burning a lot of fat during your fasting period. And that's the great part about this diet. And you're also basically removing a meal out of your diet, right? Because you're not having breakfast. Your first meal is gonna be lunch, all right? So that's why this diet is extremely effective. Now, I want to talk to you about the fasting period and how to get through that 6 to 8 hours, because the first couple days are a little bit tough. It's not extremely difficult, but if you're somebody who's used to eating in the morning, there's gonna be a transition. So what I did was, I was so used to eating breakfast that it was extremely hard for me to fast. It's only 6 hours, right? Now I can fast for like 12 hours, no problem. You know what I mean? 10 hours if I want to, but I typically don't fast that long. What I did was I ate fruit during my fasting period, fruit that's low in sugar. So fruit like berries. I did a lot of blueberries, I did a lot of raspberries, I did a lot of apple and peanut butter. And I also drank coffee black. I also had green juices. So I would have some of these things during the fasting period to kind of just get me to the 6 hours. So I recommend you first fast for 6 hours. Don't go for the 8 hours. One, it's gonna be tough to do, and I just don't want you to be turned off by the diet. So first try fasting for 6 hours. If you get hungry, have some fruit. Now I know people are going to say, well, this is not a traditional fast if you're eating or you're drinking something. You're right. All right, but you still, and you still get a lot of the benefits from intermittent fasting. It's not, in a perfect world, you want to do a hard 6 to 8 hour fast. In a perfect world, right? But you'll still see a lot of progress if you have some of this fruit, some of this coffee. So there's two schools of thoughts about this stuff. Some people are like, hey, it's got to be a hard fast. You can't have any fruit, any vegetables. But you know what ended up happening was I would have fruit every now and then when my body started getting used to it, now I didn't need the fruit anymore. So I can do a straight hard 8 hour fast with nothing. But have some fruit, man. Hundreds of people have tried this diet. Count all my clients, I put all of them who are willing to try, I put them on this diet. They have fruit and they see progress. All right, I'll show you a before and after picture of my client. She lost 20 pounds in like, man, four weeks. It was a really short period of time. 20 pounds gone. I put on intermittent fasting and I put on a workout program. All right, folks, this is the results of intermittent fasting after 4 weeks. All right, so down 20 pounds. She lost a bunch of inches. I forget exactly what she lost, but this is the results of intermittent fasting, folks. Now, a couple other questions. If you get hungry, right? If there's one day, because sometimes you got to listen to your body. Some days I wake up and I'm just hungry. My body needs food. I eat. Just eat. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't kill yourself. Even on the weekend, sometimes I'll take a weekend off where I won't do any intermittent fasting. I'll just eat regular. I wake up, I'll eat in the morning. I just listen to my body. And it also depends where I'm at. Like, so if I want to shred, if I want to get really ripped up, I'm coming off a little bulk, I'll stick to a hardcore intermittent fasting 5-6 days a week. But listen to your body. If you get hungry, eat. Same thing goes when your feeding window closes at 8 p.m. or whenever it is after your 8 hour feeding window. If you're extremely hungry, your body's calling for food, have some food. But one caveat, one little thing is, of course you're gonna be hungry when you first start this diet. So don't use that as an excuse to bail out and just start eating. It took me about 5 to 7 days. That's the good part. Once I came around day 5, day 6, my body started adjusting to this diet. So give it a shot. Let me know if you have any questions. You can shoot me an email or you can go to my website and ask me any questions that you have about the diet. Try it. It works. It works. Trust me, it works. You'll hug my neck. You'll thank me for this later. Click the subscribe button. Peace.